You are listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. You are listening to, maybe watching, Streaming Verse here on WHCM with, all right, I'm going to start with me first, which I normally don't do. Me, Chris. Nina's not here, and we have a guest host here, Blue, who is the WHCM General Manager, and of course the Board Master, Caroline, doing her trustee work over there. I missed you last week so much. No, I appreciated you more after having to do the board myself. So you are appreciated. I just want you to know that. Nina is still in training with her new exciting job in LA and will be back soon, hopefully next week, depending on her schedule. We're all excited about Nina's new job.
I am too. I heard about it.
So, normally what we do on the show, let's also share a couple things. The thoughts and ideas are our own and not necessarily representative of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. You can watch or listen to Streaming Verse on 88.3 FM here in the local Palatine area, harperradio.com, anywhere in the universe. And you can chat with us and let us know what you've been streaming if you head on over to the Harper Radio channel on YouTube and go to the live section. So you want to look for live under the Harper Radio channel. I just found us. Whoops. And I did not turn down the sound on my iPad.
Feedback.
I messed that up a little bit. All right. We can get started. So one of the things I didn't do is make sure which camera you are.
I'm one of
Yes,
them.
you are camera one.
Awesome.
Yay, me. So, Blue, what have you been streaming?
Surprisingly, I'm not very big into streaming a lot of stuff. It's kind of odd. A lot of the stuff that I do is so tactile. I have such a weird attention span. I kind of pride myself on a good attention span, but I also need to be like sitting and watching something to actually absorb anything. So that's why when I initially texted you, I was like, I don't stream much right now.
But remember, streaming is ebooks, audiobooks, anything audio that you stream.
True.
You stream all those things, so it doesn't have to be what you're watching per se.
Yeah. That is a good way of saying it, actually. That opens my mind to a lot more.
Yeah, it's anything that you have to stream to get. Now, obviously, even with streaming, even with platforms like Netflix, you can download it too to watch later, but you stream to get it. So it's the same thing with the audiobooks and ebooks.
Yeah.
YouTube, if you watch anything on YouTube, like you were just talking, that's streaming.
Very true. I do, I watch a lot of YouTube stuff. A lot of the indie series that I watch are released either on YouTube and are slowly being picked up by larger streaming stuff. I don't like when Amazon decides to touch different indie projects. That's just a personal pet peeve of mine. Yeah. Bigger corporations, we've seen how, like with Dana Terrace, who made the Owl House, she's currently making something with Glitch Productions, which is a small production series that's slowly helping smaller indie developers and stuff like that, mainly animated shows, pick up their stuff and get them fundraising. So something called Knights of Guinevere. It's written and developed by Dana Terrace. It is an animated show that had its pilot released about a few months ago, and it just got greenlit. And it's something that was completely it didn't have any restrictions like Disney had from when she made the Owl House. It was completely her and her group that she just cobbled together, and they made this wonderful, beautiful world that is honestly talking a lot about the animation industry and just all that in general. It's very cool, which is, we have to wait like months and months for the actual thing to come out, but I'm happy to wait for the amazing content.
Right, yeah.
But that's a lot of stuff that I watch. And
you do stream. I just had to get you thinking about it the right way.
Yeah, because when you say streaming, you're like, oh, our streaming services like Spotify, Amazon, Hulu, which has been picked up by Disney, another thing that Disney has gotten its grubby hands on.
Yes.
But I have a hat from one of my favorite indie series. It's actually one of their co-series things. I don't know if it.
Yep, right there. I was gonna say, yep, right there at the camera.
Yeah, this is the Crayley Films hat, which is actually shown in the shoot off from the main series that they made 16 years after its initial film. You know, analog horror stuff. Mm-hmm. This is the series that created it all. Back in
wow.
2014, it's called Marble Hornets. It's off of a Something Scary subreddit of a character that was created and it is at its peak in 2016 was when it was the most popular. It's something. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's great. It's not amazing. It's very slow. I love big slow burns. You'll come to see a lot of the stuff that I like is horror and slow burns.
Slow burns, okay.
So,
yeah, definitely one thing I've learned on this show is what I like. Again, people who have listened to the show know this. After having multiple shows with Nina, it's like, wow, apparently my genres are male violence and teen dramas. Like I had never put that together before.
Yeah.
Not romance at all. I mean, I do like romance, but I don't like the romance genre specifically.
Yeah.
If a romance is involved with my male violence, I'm all for it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It's a little treat with my main course.
Right, and I think that's a teen drama is like, there's always romance there.
Absolutely.
Erin has, that's our super fan, Erin. She has chimed in. She has been streaming Children of Dune on the audiobooks.
Ooh.
And Libby with her library card. We are big supporters of Libby over here at Streamingverse.
Yes.
You know what Libby is?
Yes, but I haven't been able to use it. I've been wanting to.
Yeah, I actually, that's what I have been streaming lately. So I am getting all the tips and tricks down. So I have been streaming Project Hail Mary because I want to finish the book before I see the movie Saturday. I already have my movie ticket for Saturday. So I have a deadline, and as of 2 minutes before the show started, I have 3 hours and 43 minutes left of the book to finish.
Oh.
Well, I do own the audio book through Audible. They're the only ones who have it. So, but I've been reading the book, which I checked out from Libby. And I've been reading about this because I'm a huge Reddit person, so I find out all the information on Reddit. And everyone's like, oh yeah, if you want to keep a book, especially on Libby, you just put it on airplane mode.
Oh.
It still gets returned, so the next person can still check it out. They're not waiting, but I still have it on my e-reader.
Oh.
Yeah, little tip and trick for everybody there. And obviously I'm not going to keep it forever. Well, one, my deadline's Saturday, but two, at some point, everyone's going to put it back. You can't get any more books until you take it out of airplane mode.
Oh, okay. So there are restrictions.
Right, like you can't keep something. You can't just stockpile books that way because the second I take it off of airplane mode, it's going to go away.
Okay.
But I only needed it for extra 4 days, so yeah, I still have the the ebook because I wanted to make sure I do both because I like reading books that doing both things.
Oh, yeah, I like it that way too.
Yeah.
It's fun. I haven't read Hail Mary yet. I want to see the movie really bad. I talked to Brian about it actually.
Yeah.
Because he's been gassing it up recently.
Yes.
So I very much want to see it.
I'm excited because he also reviewed it that it was true to the book because he's already seen the movie.
Yes.
And I know this is off topic talking about the movie, but everything I'm doing to get there is streaming. And he said it's true to the book. So I'm even more excited because they did such a good job with The Martian because I both read The Martian and saw The Martian,
yes.
same author. So I'm very excited about this. And I can even see Ryan Gosling in the character Rylan Grace, Rylan Grace that he plays. Like the way it's even written, you're like, oh, I can see him doing this. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. And I'm even seeing it in IMAX because I'm like, okay, this weekend it's coming out. It's in IMAX, which I don't like IMAX because of the seats.
Oh.
I don't like being as close to people.
That's fair.
If I go to AMC, I like the bigger seats where...
You like the cushy stuff that reclines.
Well, no, I like space between other people.
Okay.
Space between strangers. I don't like my strangers too close. So, but in IMAX, you really, especially after having the bigger seats at AMC, you sit in IMAX, you're like, I feel like IMAX is even smaller than like the older theaters. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's like Music Box. I feel like it's somehow smaller. You know what I mean? Just because it's like they try to cram so many seats in there.
That's how my hometown Cinemark is. It's in like the streets of Woodfield or something. Deer Park.
Okay.
Deer Park Mall. That's what it was. I was like, it's in a mall. I forgot.
It's in a mall somewhere.
But that one, it's you're next to each other. But there's like 100 seats in one theater, and it's such a small theater that most likely you're not going to be sitting next to someone. You're
Right.
most likely just going to be sitting behind someone, and that's okay. So I'll take my barely known cinema.
Right. Yeah. So, so I'm doing IMEXO, and I already found out someone's sitting next to me.
Oh no.
but no one can sit to the right of me, like where I picked, because I picked further back and a little off to the side.
Yeah.
Who is this?
It's
Another Erin has jumped in the chat
It's my
on
girlfriend.
YouTube Live. Ooh, thank you, second Erin, for jumping in. I appreciate this.
When you said Erin first, I was like, is that? Oh no, it's not my girlfriend.
Yeah. Nope. But apparently has jumped in the chat, though. Mm-hmm. I've been sick lately, so I've been receiving childhood shows for comfort in the last 2 days. I've watched about 18 episodes of the classic 2001 Pokemon Indigo League anime.
Yes, she has.
You know, I've got so many of you now. Andy, who has the mixtape after ours, is huge into anime. Erin likes anime. Your Erin likes anime, and you like anime. I think I could just host an anime show and just, be like the, what's it called? Your panelist. What's it called? What's it called when you're like just. I'm not the narrator, but you know what I mean. Like MC.
Mistress of Ceremonies.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be very fun.
It would be fun, yeah.
And make a secondary show. Do you want to do this again on the week?
Right. So, well, I'm always going to need, especially with Nina, working now until we get the groove of the show, we're going to need some co-hosts until then. So we've got and the other Erin has now chimed in to say she loves the throwbacks. So there we are with all that.
It's going to get real confusing, isn't it?
There's lots of Erins, Erin 1 and Erin 2. But I'm just excited about the chat, so that makes me happy.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so, Project Hail Mary. And I actually think you might like this. So I've been watching this show called The Capture. My mother actually told me about it when we were chatting, because it's an English show. My mom's in England, so she's up on all those shows. It's about what they can do with closed caption TV, the CCTV, and making fakes. So when you have CCTV, it's about it has to do basically with corporations at this point. It's an industry inside thing in this, like making deep fakes and stuff. It's not like a hacker per se. It's more like a corporation hacker in this situation.
Huh.
But so while you're watching the CCTV or the thing, you're not actually seeing what's happening live, because they can live dupe it all.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like people killing other people, because it's, drama.
Yeah.
Or somebody saying something, like this prime minister was doing an interview, and when it's aired, it's completely different and not what he said, because they have all the images, so they can make it so he's saying something else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's like, this isn't too far from our reality. Yeah.
That's a little scary.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's really good. It's on Peacock right now. Seasons 1 or 2 are on Peacock. Apparently, as I move, this chair is getting away from me. There's a 3rd season coming out, but it's probably in England right now, not here. That happens a lot too, which is also frustrating.
Peacock is always having bangers out there.
Yes.
Anytime I'm like, oh, what's it on? And someone's like, oh, it's on Peacock. I'm like, I don't have Peacock. Everything good is on Peacock.
The Burbs is on Peacock too, which is...
Yes. I've been wanting, that's been on the list for a very long time from my mom. My mom has been talking about it. I'm like, we should get Peacock. And she's like, we don't need another streaming service.
You need to start rotating them. Now, I don't do a good job of that. I will agree. But I've started canceling ones. Or I go to cancel and they go, you sure? What did I just renew? So I was going to cancel, I think it was Stars, which I truly don't watch often. I'm like, I need to get rid of this. And they're about to charge me like $70 to renew for a year. I'm like, no. They're like, how about $23 for a year?
Oh.
Okay.
Girl, just coming right back.
I know. I'm like, but there was something I wanted to watch. I figured, okay, I'll keep it, but I need to make sure I cancel for next time.
Yeah.
And mind you, when I say I don't watch it, I do watch it in a year. I just don't necessarily watch it every month.
Yeah.
So $23, even if I watch 4 shows or movies, kind of makes it worth it.
Yes.
To a degree. So, and Good Fortune's on there right now.
It is?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Good Fortune's on Stars right now.
Oh, okay. I am missing a lot. Everything's just everywhere. It's really hard to keep track of everything.
It is. And then as soon as you find out, it moves.
Yes.
You're like, what? Wait.
One of my favorite childhood movies was on Netflix for forever. And it moved to, I think, Hulu for a while. And now it's missing completely from the internet. And you have to go to the Wayback Machine.
What is it?
It's an old, it was an old television show. It was called Rough Ruffman. Fetch with Rough Ruffman. It was on Netflix for a little bit. It left Netflix. I know Erin's going to chime in about this.
I'm saying Caroline knows what it is too.
One of my students.
Oh! It had a whole website where you could see all the episodes, and then it moved from there. I used to watch it from the website all the time as a kid. And then it moved from the website, and now it's gone. You can find it, I think, on Amazon, but I think you have to pay like $10 per episode. And it's like 4 seasons long.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that keeps happening with, which is uber annoying.
Mm-hmm.
There's this TV show called Brain Dead that was out in like 2016, and it's incredible. And I do have it on DVD. That's not the point. But it was a while. It was on Freevee. Like
Oh.
you could see it for free. Now it's behind a paywall. Like it's on Amazon only if you pay per episode or pay for the entire season. But you can't stream it anywhere. You know what I mean? Just randomly. And it's like, why? Why
Why go back?
Why did that go away? Right. Why did it go from free to no one can have it?
Yeah. Oh, that's so disappointing.
It's very disappointing. Just want to make sure everyone knows you're listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. You are listening to Streaming Verse with your host, Chris, Boardmaster Caroline, and our guest, General Manager Blue. Yay!
I forgot that's the title. I got scared for a second.
And I'm going to read a couple PSAs here real quick, unless you want to read one.
Go for it.
We like heavy. You want to do it? You want to read one
sure,
too?
I can
Okay,
read one
I'll go
too.
first, since it's in my hot little hands.
Yeah.
We go evergreen on this show. We try.
Oh.
We want to make sure we're good. We want to make sure we're in compliance for longevity.
Appreciate it.
For those in search of knowledge, come to the Harper Radio. Blah. All right, we need to start all over again, because knowledge was a bad word for me. For those in search of knowledge, come to the Harper College Library. Located in Building F, floors 2 and 3, you'll have access to computers, printers, and all the books you can imagine. The library also houses a collection of over 20,000 movies and albums. Plus, check out their vinyl for classic records and new favorites. The library is a great place to study, research, or just relax. For more information, visit harpercollege.edu/library. And I've recently heard that they will be getting Libby soon, but apparently not a huge collection at this point. Or they do have Libby, but not a huge
it's like
collection.
17 books?
Yeah, something. They need to get more licensing going.
Yes, they really do. Am I doing another
Yeah,
one?
you're reading
I'm
live.
doing
Yeah,
another
You're
one.
doing another one.
Okay. So, also, you guys can check out Student Engagement sponsors free and confidential immigration legal assistance in English, Spanish, Korean, and Polish. In-person meetings are held in Student Engagement, Building A, 3rd floor, Room A, 336, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on most Thursdays. For a full schedule or to make an appointment, visit harpercollege.edu/undocumented. I know you talked about this before.
I brought it up in the management meeting.
And management is bringing it right back. Goodness.
Yeah, the slashes are important. Okay, so we are back. Don't you love transitions on a talk show? We're back here with Streaming Verse with myself, Chris, Caroline, and our guest, Blue. You're listening to WHCM. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. Today's kind of a safe show. We do get into shows where we remind people of that often because we have opinions. Nina and I have huge opinions.
Don't worry, I do too. I get really passionate about anything I watch, I'm not gonna lie.
Right, yeah, and it's like, this is awesome, or, oh, this is horrible.
Yep.
And what else I was going to mention? Oh, don't forget, you can head on over to the Harper Radio channel on YouTube and join our chat right now. We've got a few Aarons in there, so if you're named Aaron, come on in, join your friends named Aaron. It'll be fun.
The more the merrier. It's just gonna, like mitosis, they're multiplying.
Exactly. All right, so let's dive into our topic.
Yes.
So I asked you to be on the show kind of without any warning. I just said, thank you for saying you'd be on the show. You're like, what? Huh?
You've done this multiple times to, like, when Zoe was a part of the team,
Yeah.
you're like, so Zoe, what do we want to talk about this week? She was like, what are we talking about, actually? So,
Well, but the point is if you like it, then you're going to feel comfortable talking about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good way of getting people to actually want to talk about
Right.
something is, hey, here's your interest. Now come on my show.
Right, yeah, come. And it's funny because same as you just said I don't really stream, but as we dissected what streaming meant, you're like, oh, I guess I do stream.
Yeah.
It's just not the main ones. And we're all about independence. So we all, we're about like streaming the weird stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
We have had major conversations about it. We even had a local group, a cast that had created their own YouTube show.
Oh.
Yeah. I forget what it was, but it was about electricians.
Oh.
They were all electricians
That's
and
fun.
stuff. Yeah. So we had them on the show. Yeah. So we're all pro, loosey-goosey, not necessarily about the man when it comes to streaming. But yeah, even Matt one time walked up to me and he goes, there's a show I love. Like, I really like this show. I want to come on your show and talk about it. And he goes, have you ever heard of Evil? I'm like, I love Evil. And he was shocked. He thought I was joking.
Really?
No.
Huh.
Do you know what Evil is?
I've heard about it. I've never actually been able to listen to it or
Evil
watch
is
it,
a
at
show.
least.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Anything Michelle and Robert King do is amazing. Like, they're a creative team. Like, most of the time they write, but they've also been EPs and producers on shows too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
They're amazing. So you had some podcasts that you specifically liked,
Yes.
and when you first mentioned it to me, you said radio drama, because you did use the word radio.
I said audio drama.
Maybe you said audio. I thought you said radio.
Maybe I did. Maybe
because we were in the
autocorrect.
radio. We were talking radio, so
Yeah.
it could have been a slip, which
Could have
would
been.
make sense. But yes, it is an audio drama.
I trust your memory over mine. I'm not
So,
going to lie.
well, because I just heard radio, because I think that's what these stem from, though. I think
Yes.
these audio dramas stem from back when there was radio dramas, and I used to love them. Like, every once in a while when I was a kid, I'd trip onto one from like the 60s or the 50s and go, hey, Sal, what's going on? Like, what's this caper? Whatever. I can't think of the right words for it. And I would listen intently, at the mystery and the Foley.
Yes, the Foley.
So it would really pique my interest, though, as I looked into this, because we can't just do it about audio. Like, I wanted to dive a little bit more into podcasts. So I did a little bit of research. So I found someone had asked a question like, what is a podcast? And someone like, what is it to you? And there was everybody kind of had a different thing. And I think that's one of the problems with podcasts, even though they've been around for like at least a decade now. I don't think people universally understand what a podcast is. Or they all have their different ideas of what it means, and they don't, you know what I mean? They don't look at all facets of what it could be. Does that make sense?
I'm also guilty of this because I told you before the show that me and Kobe have a podcast now where we just kind of yap about things. There's just a topic that we bring up and we talk about it. It's been media over a lot of stuff. We might be stealing your thing. I apologize. You think of, like, you go on Twitter or all this other different stuff and somebody's talking about a podcast and it's like, the big guys who are talking about what's going on in the world, the random guys who just kind of interview people just to have a laugh and stuff. You never really have, like, I don't watch her as much, but there's a creator called Brittany Broski. I don't know if you know her. But she has a sort of podcast, but she has fun with it. She does a lot of other stuff than just interviewing. It's strictly interview, but she has like little bits and other stuff. She kind of does a Nardwuar thing where she finds out little things about the creators, or just has like it's more like an improv comedy sketch almost.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So it's a lot of fun, but that's like the most people think about when they think of a podcast.
Right, because our advisor here at the station, Brian, also, if you mention podcast, his first word out of his mouth is, I don't like podcasts.
Yep.
And I'm always like, I listen to podcasts all the time. But I think when he says that, he means those, okay, we got the finance podcast, we have the business podcast, we have the famous people interviewing other famous people podcast. And also, and I don't know if he means this, and these are the podcasts that drive me nuts because people think I want to listen to them. When a show has a podcast with people from the show or other famous people talking to people from the show, it's like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear Joe Fan on the street talking about how they like, and that's kind of where Streamingverse came from. It's like people, I think, want to be able to relate, and I can't relate to. I don't want to hear a podcast about setting up that scene. I don't care about you setting up that scene. Do you know what I mean? Like in general, like maybe one podcast like that, but not like after every show talking about how you set up that scene. I want someone fangirling out about the episode.
One of the series that I told you about, the Magnus Archives specifically, that is a very long show and a very complicated show. There are so many people that will have full deep dives about it, and the entire fandom, the entire fan base loves it. They absolutely will crave that stuff. That is exactly what people want, because it is such like there's 4 different evil entities kind of thing. Like there's 14 major fears that they go over that are these large entities that are basically, one of them wants to destroy the world somehow and have their fear basically be the top fear. And people want to analyze that. People want to hear other people analyze. This goes for a lot of other fan bases and stuff. Yeah. People want to hear other people and their theories, and even if it's wrong or stuff, it's creating more content of it. If we want to be engrossed in the content, if we hear the same thing over and over again, we're not gonna like it as much as the first time.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the other thing too, is like, because someone has recommended, podcast to me, and one of them is like about critics who talk about movies. I don't want to hear that, because like New York Times will have like their group that talks about stuff like movies, like critics. And that's like, I don't want critics talking about movies, because I want people having fun. Yes. That was the one nice thing, at least with, Roger and Ebert, which I don't know if you even have a clue who Roger and Ebert are, but they used to be the movie reviewers, and it used to be the thumbs up, thumbs down. One would do thumbs up, one. Yeah. And they still live online. They've both passed away now, but they live online in terms of like, it's still like Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel? Yeah, Siskel and Ebert. Yeah, so Gene Siskel. Like you can still find stuff like people do the reviews now, instead of them. But they used to sit across from each other, like in a movie theater, and talk about the movies. But Roger would always be like, he panned a lot of things I liked, but he was also like, I had fun. So for a movie reviewer, especially at the time, instead of like always cutting it down, like this performance could have been better, or this isn't, instead of looking at everything like the Oscars look at movies, which I don't necessarily agree with, he would sometimes go, I had fun watching it. Yeah. So.
And that's what needs to be in a media, like any sort of media. Right. Have fun with it.
Exactly.
It's something to be enjoyed and consumed. It doesn't have to be nitpicked. Sometimes it needs to be nitpicked. Right. Sometimes it's fun. But like I was talking to you before the show, me and Kobe talked about Sharks of the Corn. It's a random thing that we found on Amazon to say something, because it was a very small film that's about sharks existing in corn and a shark cult. It's
so funny. That is so funny.
I would recommend it to you if you want something fun. But it's enjoyable. It was something that both of us were like, we came out of it being like, this is a lot better and more fun than we thought it was, even though it's very low budget and something different from anything we've seen. The characters were fun, the concept was funny, and it was enjoyable to watch. It's what you need. That's the main criteria. You need to love what you're doing. And the budget was only like $200 or something like that.
That's crazy.
It went from like $100 to $200. And there's like rendered explosions in it. It's not great, but they're pretty good. So it has a lot of love in it. Love in your craft, fun things to put into media, and people will flock to it. Doesn't matter how good it is, people will flock to it.
Right. Yeah, it was some deep dive I was doing with audiobooks we were doing something on, or ebooks or something. And I found out there's a series on cats that is like 40 books. But it's cats like they're like how you read science fiction with people. Yeah. They've done it with cats. Oh. And there's a whole tier. Like if you join like their group, there's a tier. When you first join, you're like novice cat and you can only do certain things. Like fandom is out there. It is. So not only are these weird books that are just about cats.
You mean warrior cats?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's it. Warrior cats. It's crazy. Are you a Warrior Cats fan?
No.
But it's intense though with the fandom.
It
though.
is very intense. They are very intense. I didn't know they had a tier thing going on.
Oh yeah. So if you're like, and I forget if it was a Reddit thing or if another chat thing like Discord, I have no idea.
Most likely Discord.
But yeah, when you start out, you're only like novice cat, and you can only do certain things. Oh, I found out about it. This is how I found out about it.
Oh no.
Okay. So, and this relates to our topic, which I'm super excited about. But first, you're listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. You are listening to Streaming Verse, and the thoughts and ideas are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. Okay, Warrior Cats.
Yeah.
So I listened to this podcast, what is normal gossip, which I really loved until the past 2 seasons, and now I don't want to listen to it anymore. But what they would do is they would anonymize a story somebody sent in and share it. Well, they ended up talking about Warrior Cats, or the thing was like Warrior Cats because it was one new Warrior Cat person who was having a relationship with another level Warrior Cat person, which they're not even supposed to be talking to each. So they were getting away with stuff in the chat that they shouldn't do, and somebody found out. Like, it was intense, the story. Because they were letting them do things and see things they shouldn't saw because they were in a relationship versus like keeping with the tier in the chat.
So they were getting special access.
Yes. No. And it was this whole gossip story.
Oh my gosh.
I really liked, I think, the first 4 seasons of normal gossip, but then the original person stepped down and had someone else come in.
Oh.
And while I enjoy it, in case this person, I can't tell you the name because I don't know, ends up ever hearing this, you do a good job. You're just not my cup of tea, because she tends to make the stories more about her.
Oh.
And, it's hard to explain, but it's just like, I'm not as interested anymore.
Yeah.
And also, too, they might not be getting as good stories because it is up to, they get their stories from other people who send them in, but there have been some really crazy things to listen to. Like there's the plant story, which is nuts.
Plant story?
Plant story.
Okay. I don't know if I want to have you elaborate that.
I can elaborate on the plant story. The plant story, and I will give away the end.
Okay.
Because the way they do it is great, because they'll start talking about it. It's like, okay, I needed a place to live. This was during COVID, and I found this roommate. Well, all of a sudden, I noticed that all these plants started coming in. She goes, no one was taking care of this plant and would bring it in. She ended up with all these plants in her apartment, right? Because they lived on this university.
Oh.
Well, as the story unfolds and more things get found out, she had been stealing them from the university.
Oh my gosh.
So but the lies and the deceit that happen to get to, and the other mayhem that happens in the story. And I love gossip. I love that type, especially when it's not hurting anybody.
Yes.
This is not hurtful, especially because it's anonymized, even if it was, but it's crazy gossip. And I love crazy gossip.
As you should.
Yeah. So I really that was one of the podcasts that I really like. But I did, going back to the ones you were watching, I started Red Valley.
Oh, goodness.
But not much.
Okay.
Because of, Project Hail Mary has to get finished.
Fair.
What were you going to say?
How far did you get in?
I'm only on the first episode.
Okay. Great. I did tell you to look at the warnings.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They even say that. They even say, look at the warnings and stop.
Yes. I mainly say that for the first 3 episodes, because as soon as you hit the 3rd, if you look up because they have on their website, they have all individual warnings for each of the episodes. The 3rd one is a brick of text compared to everything else. It is kind of scary. I don't know if you're going to continue listening to it. It is a very... I've been listening to it for the past 3 days, as we talked about that. I got through the entire series, just found out they have a season 4, and I got through half of it today.
Okay.
And it doesn't get worse from the 3rd episode. Each season is about, it's like a chapter in of itself. It's like a chapter in time. It's a little bit long. Sometimes they talk a bit long, but I feel like if you change the pacing, it wouldn't be Red Valley.
That's true.
The main reason why I really like it is because their character dynamics are really good. I think Warren and Gordon, you'll meet them. Warren is our main character.
Okay.
They have a really good bond. and then everything falls apart. Like in the story, the world is like collapsing. It's kind of crazy. And it's oddly like a future that possibly could have hit us. It's kind of weird. If our science aligned with it, you haven't even hit the main gist of it. I don't want to spoil anything if you don't want me to spoil it, because I don't know if you're going to continue listening.
I probably will, because, like I told you before the show started, I also do not like most podcasts. I do not want to have someone tell me what I should be doing.
Yes.
I want to listen to you and sometimes hear you have fun, because that's why we do what we do on our show. It's like, if we're having fun, then the people listening are having fun.
Yes.
Too. And I don't want to listen to experts tell me what they do and don't know. I mean, I listen to news like the Daily because I get news that way, and I do want news.
Yes.
And I don't watch television, so like I don't watch broadcast TV, so I don't get that.
Don't tell Brian that.
Oh, well, I have news sources. I have New York, subscriptions like print.
Yeah.
I just don't I don't have live TV. I guess I could find it, but I don't want to listen to somebody talk.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's me too. There was a podcast that at the beginning of the semester, there's a podcast that I found that somebody was reading out SCPs. SCPs is something that I used to be into as a kid, and all of a sudden I was like, maybe I should listen to them, and it just spiraled from there. I was listening to I listened to I think 5-hour-long episodes a day for like a week. It was kind of crazy, and it was just because I was stuck in the station cleaning and doing stuff for hours.
Yep.
So, I don't want to hear someone talk. I agree with you, but hearing someone talk about events like earth-shattering stuff, almost like the Red Valley stuff, as you get into it, it's kind of crazy what's happening, but I would love to listen to some of these people continue talking forever, because they're talking about this dramatic story and all this stuff. There has to be substance to it. There has to be an end goal to it. To get fed information that I probably already know or will never remember is not something I really want anyway.
Right.
I have bad recall issues. I want something that my brain will actually latch on to.
Right. Yeah, I want, like I said, I do listen to the Daily, which tends to have one main topic, and that's newsworthy. Like, why right now Congress is approving like $2 billion for the Iran war. That came out today. So the Daily will probably do a story on it. So yes, I get to hear the details of that, and then they do a couple highlights you should know.
Yes.
That's enough. That's what I want. I don't want the weather breaking in 5 seconds. I don't want sports.
I want the story, and I want it now.
Right. And I do get, this is really kind of funny. So years ago, I used to have a subscription to the Daily Herald, and I canceled it. But I still get emails every day with their top stories, even though I don't have a digital subscription. No, I can't click on them, so so it's always just the headlines. But if I see a headline that I should look into, then I can search it and
you can find it.
Right, you can find it on X, or you can find a story on it somewhere. So so I still get this email, and I'm like, I'm not letting them know that I still get the email that subscribers get, because I like having the top story, because it gives you what's happening in the suburbs and stuff like that.
That's nice.
Yeah, but that way I know what's going on, and if it's something I need to dig into, I dig into it.
Yeah.
But I don't have to listen to somebody talking about it and driving me crazy.
And you do it at your own pace too.
Exactly, yes. And it's, and I'm not hearing the same thing 3 times. That's the thing with the news. And I get why they do it, because they're dealing with people who aren't paying attention. They're dealing with channel surfers. They're, but it's like, I'm not going to remember it. Like you said, I'm not going to remember that. No. I need either a little story that helps me go think about it for 10 minutes, and get some good research on it.
Yes.
But giving me a blip for 30 seconds to a minute isn't going to...
It's not going to do anything.
Because 30 seconds in, I'm like, I don't remember what they said.
Our attention spans are bad, but listen.
Very bad.
Yeah.
So have you ever heard of Blockbuster?
Yes.
The podcast?
The podcast?
The podcast.
No.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a podcast.
Don't know if you would be interested in this.
Okay.
But you might be. It was only 2 seasons. They did it during the pandemic, and I think after that they all got jobs. when I was listening to Red Valley, it kind of reminded me about it because they definitely have a higher budget with the sound effects than like we have here. And Blockbuster did 2 seasons on 2 different directors. They did one on Spielberg, I think it was. Who did Jaws? Was that Did you listen to Blockbuster? Thank you. You're amazing. This is why we have a producer. So yeah, first one was Spielberg. The second one was James Cameron. So it's a whole season, and I don't know if it's like 6 episodes or 8 episodes, I forget what it was, on basically where Steven Spielberg came from, like the story that his origin story of Steven Spielberg and the origin story of James Cameron.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. So if you're interested in any movie things like that, like just because in the way they, like I said, there's music behind it, there's actors, and
that's nice.
It's they did a great job.
Interactive almost.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, I'm putting that on my list.
Yeah, it's called Blockbuster. Yeah,
so I have a lot of time over the summer because I'll be sitting in the media lab for 15 hours a week. So
it'll be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, and it's also interesting because I feel like now it's like, okay, I understand James Cameron a little bit better now. You know, I also understand the same. I think they also talked about, but I think that was more Lucas with the music, George Lucas with Star Wars. Why is Star Wars? Are you sure it was Steven Spielberg and not George? Yeah, okay. I believe you because you're reading it. But I think because that's where they also meet in that time.
Yes.
Because they also get into the beginning of Star Wars. And and that's how I'm now like an expert, quote unquote, on like music and movies. We did actually a show here, and one of our episodes was about music rights, and that's also a lot of reasons why things aren't available streaming.
Yes.
You know, Dawson's Creek was one of them until recently where they weren't streaming because of the music rights, because what happened was it went to everyone had more just atmosphere behind the scenes, you know, not necessarily classical music, but more like that.
Yeah.
And then in the 80s, and I think maybe, this is a guess, like the birth of like movies having their own soundtracks specifically, and then movies started having songs, more contemporary ones. Then TV started having contemporary songs, but then, you know, labels all fight and there's issues.
It's very fun. I think one of my favorite modern time things that was a band that actually made music for the series is Arcane. Arcane had, who made their intro music? I'm blanking on their name. Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
They made their, you know Imagine Dragons.
Yes.
They had the biggest albums out in like 2018 or something, 2016. And like a good portion of people know them now because of the specific song that they made for the intro of Arcane season 1, I believe, and they used it. I think they made a version for season 2. I can't remember. It's been a while since that season 2 came out. That was a devastating season. It's a very, very well animated series that's based off of a video game.
Okay.
The video game is not like the series. Do not get into the video game. The series is a lot better. The game sucks. But it was one of those moments of like, you could listen to this, you could post about it, you could put it anywhere. I saw it everywhere, and it's because Netflix and Imagine Dragons didn't heavily copyright it because it was so attached to the actual material.
Oh, wow.
It's such a weird moment. I think they're starting to crack down on it, which I'm a little scared about, but it was so much better. I'm not gonna lie, it was so cool to see everyone using this song everywhere, and it was used for advertising for people to talk about it, the community talking about it on like YouTube and stuff. People were talking about all the tiny details and the artistry and stuff about it. That's
fun.
That is fun.
Yeah, that's why I always say like our show is like therapy too when people come on our show, because I've had people come on the show and they're really nervous about being on the show. And I'm very bad and I don't remember his name, but it was one of the professors here from physics. Came on, he was all nervous. By the end, he was laughing. He'll come back on. It's because I think people enjoy talking about what they like.
Yes.
I think, you know, because Nina and I have actually gone through, do we keep doing this show with her being gone? And we had a chat about it. It's like, because it's like we could just talk. It's like, yeah, but it's actually kind of cool researching a topic and talking about it, and you know, also venting about what you like and sharing it, because we don't do like what they used to call like the water cooler talk.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? We don't all watch the same thing anymore. We don't all congregate in the same spots anymore. So it's like at least we get to talk about what we've enjoyed streaming, even if it's different things.
Yeah. That's a wonderful way of putting it, actually. I like that a lot. I've been on the internet since I was like 10 years old, which is probably not a good thing. But I've been in so many different spaces where people are talking about my interest. I was super into, like, I'm very big into video games. Most of the media that I consume is video game wise because I like interactive media.
Right.
And
that also counts as streaming, by
that
the way.
does count as streaming, but I don't know if you'll know a lot of the video games I've been playing.
Probably not, but I am also becoming a gamer. So
You're becoming a gamer?
yes, I am.
Oh my, what have you been playing then?
Right now, I'm starting out with some Animal Crossing, but I'm going to get Sims.
Sims 4.
Sims 4.
Okay, have fun with that. Don't get into too many of the microtransactions.
I want to put people in walls and have them die. Like that's
You're perfect already. You're the perfect gamer.
this is what I want to do.
I recommend This is correct. This is the pipeline. You've already made it.
Yes, yeah. So I'm using Animal Crossing though because my problem is, and I've mentioned this on other shows too, because when I was younger, it was mostly guys who gamed, and I didn't have a network to help me figure out controls and stuff like that. It was beyond what I could figure out. And when I got stuck too long, I got frustrated because I had no help. So now, at least with the internet, I can get help.
There's so many forums that you could just pop in and no one knows what you are. And it's just like, okay, I'll help you.
Help me figure this out. So that's why I'm doing like Animal Crossing right now on the Switch, just to help me figure more stuff out. And then I haven't done it yet, but I have to set up my laptop because it's a new laptop that I
fancy.
got for gaming.
Ooh, Alien?
Yeah.
Knew it. Yep. That's the top market right now for gaming PCs.
I got my Alien, and I want to also play Disney Dreamlight Valley with Nina.
Oh, yeah, that one's fun to play with others.
See, I would know games. I'm learning games. I do not do point and shoot. I have no interest in that.
I'm a big first-person shooter, but I mainly like either RPGs. I need something with story. I will not just play like Call of Duty or anything anymore like I did when I was younger. I have sworn off Call of Duty lobbies. I will never touch a Call of Duty lobby again. I did go back for the 2022 game for their campaign because I played the original 2009 Call of Duty. And then Modern Warfare 2 kind of thing. And then they made another one in 2022. And I was like, okay, let's see the comparison of the characters.
Right.
And I kind of miss a lot of the stuff from 2029. Okay. I played them back to back, and then I broke the second game. And I was like, okay, none of the map is loading. I'm falling through the ground. I'm very good at breaking games. That's the fun part. I recommend looking into something called Stardew Valley.
Yes, that's Aaron. The Aaron I know loves Stardew Valley too.
Yeah.
Actually went to like a concert of playing the music from Stardew Valley.
Yes, I wish I got to go see that. It looked so much fun.
And the other Aaron, your Aaron, said, "Don't forget to credit JD, aka Destined Choice Root, who collaborated on the Arcane intro song.
Oh,
he made the rap breakdown and overall collaborated."
Yes. I highly recommend that song. It's very good. Thank you, Aaron. The camera's not even on me, but focus.
Oh, you're right. I didn't change it. I was like looking, and the camera switching's hard sometimes.
I get it. I had to help Marie with that stuff, and you have to get into a flow of it, or you have to have someone else do it.
Right.
You have to know.
Right. Yeah. So we miss it a lot because we go back and forth so much when we talk. So I have a weird topic to bring up. Normally at the end of the show, I like to have like a positive thought. This is not as much a positive thought to begin with, but it's a positive idea that I'd like to float into the universe. So one of the things I've been noticing is many people dying because they've gone out clubbing, maybe partaking in substances, and then they die because they get separated from their friends. Right now, it just happened recently. The Elmhurst student.
Yes.
Yeah. And I've known about something else where someone I know was involved in a car accident and was hit twice. And it's like, why were they walking home alone, completely inebriated? And my sister and I were like diving into it going, yeah, we had the buddy system. Why would they let this person walk home alone? Like, we were flabbergasted. And I've been thinking about that a lot since that incident, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And then again with this new student, and I'm not saying what happened. I'm not discussing the person
Yes.
who most recently happened to per se. But I really think, and this is my opinion, and I'm asking you if you think this is a possibility, that when people go out, I think they think their phones are good enough. Like if you wander off, oh, we can just call you. No. When other people are involved, when substances are involved, use the buddy system.
Yes.
This is my positive thought is we need to reenact the buddy system and forget about cell phones.
Yes.
I mean, they really are so bad. Like even driving here, I saw this older man like dialing somebody and holding his phone while he was driving. It's like, put that down.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think this is what I've decided, and I might be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right about this, but I really think when it comes to technology, we rely on that in these clubbing situations, in these going out drinking situations where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if we get separated, we can call them. It's like, no, because one, they could lose their phone. Two, if they're inebriated and it's on silent mode, which most people's phones are on silent mode, they're not going to know about it. Because I can tell you, my phone is also on silent mode,
Same.
and I wear my watch, but when I'm asleep, I don't feel it vibrating. I mean, unless someone texts me like 80 times in a row, I'm going to sleep through that. So if I am under, some substance, I might not feel it either.
Yes.
So that is my thought of the day is use the buddy system.
I get that. I also agree with that. I agree that it'd be a better idea to have that. I know since I was in high school, one of my exes, we would stay in the school for a while because we had improv, we would have musical, we would have these things that would go until it was very dark at night. So we'd be in the school from like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. when it was still winter time and all of a sudden it's dark. She lived behind the school in the apartment, but she would have to go all the way around through like a whole other area and she would just do that walk every single night, every single morning. Every morning there's usually like a pile of kids coming from that way.
Right.
But every single night it would happen. And most of the time, before I even got my car, before we started dating, I was like, I will walk you. She's like, this is like a 20-minute walk. And then you would have to walk all the way back here. So I even still do this. It's a habit of mine that I need to remind my friends to keep doing this stuff, is to make sure the person is in the house before you leave the car. This is something I do with my girlfriend all the time. I will wait till she's in the house. I will wait till my friend Gwen is in the house, or until she will wait till I have the garage door down when I'm coming into my house.
That gives me warm fuzzies.
My dad doesn't even wait till I'm into the house. He just leaves. He just drops me off and goes.
I do that all the time. I wait until you're in the house.
It is it's a golden rule, and I don't know why our generation has forgotten it. I don't know, just specifically Gen Z, I think you're correct. We rely on our internet too much.
Right.
In this community that we've built online to somehow save us in a physical situation. But I think it'd be a really good idea to be like, hey, remind your friends. Please be there. Check your phone. Make sure at least it is charged. If you are trusting someone to maybe go maybe down like the block.
Right. Well, and even the situation where you mentioned like going home in the 20 minutes and then you'd be coming back, at least enact you need to text me as soon as you're in your house, not outside your house, not almost there, in your house,
you're
door
me
shut.
As soon as you get home and you're telling me you got there
Because then at least
safe.
you know in 20 minutes if you don't get that text, you're acting on it.
Yes.
That's not because even I do that. Like I've gone to friends' houses and like I'm leaving like at 11 at night. It's like, text me when you get home. It's like, okay. But it's just a safety thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
I'm enacting that.
Enacting that right now. This is our law.
Use the buddy system.
Please. I know Harper has been trying to get people to do the buddy system a lot more. I think it was something that they pushed in the beginning of the fall semester heavily, and it's now just on posters around here, but I think we should really get back on that. I agree.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining the show. I appreciate it. This has been fun. And Caroline, thank you for being back this week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Streaming Verse here on WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. Keep it tuned to WHCM. Up next, it's Andy and Mixtape.